to the Entrepreneur Book Club discussion. Today I have guests, lawyer Alexandra Serra and lawyer Cynthia Lopez. How did I get these guests here? Well, I tricked them. But these are actually two of the female entrepreneurs that I have met in El Paso that I admire and respect the most. And the biggest thing for me about them is I love how they treat other people. Alex has been a great supporter of mine since how many years now?
Like,
is it
5, 6,
five,
something
six?
like that? Yeah.
Cynthia the same way, and I've met them as entrepreneurs, and they've started businesses since I've known them. They didn't stop at just being lawyers. Like, they've continued. So they've become inspiration for me as a female entrepreneur, and they've become muses. I look up to them. I love how they work, and I'm sure that you guys are going to love them here in the discussion as well. But I'm going to let them introduce themselves for a little bit. Alex, tell us who you are and all about your businesses.
We discussed it.
What are your businesses? Oh, yeah, Cynthia. We'll start with you.
Oh, yes.
You got me to go first. Whatever you guys want. Just tell me what to do. My name is Cynthia Lopez. I'm an attorney. I have been practicing for 10 years. And I also own, there's a little thing on my microphone. I own a company called Pele Entertainment, which initially kind of started as artist management company. And now it's evolved into a bar, the Johnny Cash Bar on the east side. So those are my two main gigs, and that's me in a nutshell.
Yeah. Lawyer and bar owner. That's it, girls.
We call those people serial entrepreneurs.
Serial.
Right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Well, don't write me,
But
girl.
she started before that. Like, tell us one of your other businesses.
Well, I think you're referring to when I was in my 20s, I started a business that was essentially like a temp service for bartenders and servers. So if you had an event, if you had one of the events that we were going to do was a boxing match. And so it was like a group of servers, they come in, and so you have professional bartenders and things like that. So that was the first business that I ever started. And we never did anything. We never had one single event. We never, yeah. So that was the first business. I think that was technically the first business I started.
Was this before law school or after?
Before law school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, one more thing. You also, and one thing that I highly admire Cynthia for is she runs this organization called the El Paso Queer Bar Association, which she created. So tell us a little bit about the Queer Bar Association.
Yeah, so
She's the president, guys.
yeah, president and one of the founders. So the Queer Bar Association, so most cities will have, like El Paso has an El Paso Bar Association. We have a women's bar association. There's a Hispanic bar association, but there is no LGBTQ bar association. So we started the El Paso Queer Bar Association, I want to say like 4 years ago now. And so we try to do as much as we can for the community advocacy, resources for attorneys, continuing education, things like that for attorneys. And you two lovely ladies, it's a shameless self plug because I dragged both of these two into the bar association.
We drag each other into everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, Alex, we're going to have this meeting.
There'll be food and there'll be food. Come out.
Just come. It's a really fancy place.
It's real fun. And then we voted her in that day to be vice president. So now we have Alexandra Serra, a lawyer, a local lawyer as well, but she's a criminal lawyer, right?
Yes.
And more than that. So tell us everything.
I'm an
Yes, give us
entrepreneur.
everything.
So I too started a company in my 20s, and mine failed miserably. I'd like to think that I was ahead of my time. So I was actually a personal trainer. I dropped out of law school and started my own little personal training business, right? As you do when you drop out of law school. And I tried to do the whole virtual training, which is a huge thing now, right? But back in, what was it, like 2009, that was not as big of a thing, so I could have just stuck with it.
You were ahead of the time.
I was ahead of my time, but went back to law school, and then now I practice criminal law. But I also have a few other businesses. I have technically a startup, the Traffic Tickets 915, that's expanding across Texas, a doggy daycare, and a dog bakery. So isn't
it traffic tickets,
It's
like
technically
Texas
traffic
now.
tickets, Texas.
Yeah, we're
but
expanding, girl. We're expanding.
Most people here are from the 915, so we got a local feel. Founded here, started here, and most of my business is here.
Yes. And not only this, but all these businesses, like, we're able to manage, like, you all are able to manage so much with your time. I see you coordinating events, running meetings for the Queer Bar Association, making sure you have a team at the farmers market, making sure that, you have a space for the doggy daycare. You also started an Airbnb, which you did not mention.
That Airbnb is giving me problems. If you want to see a contractor, I know how. But I did. I turned my garage into an Airbnb. So I guess my philosophy is I take a look at all the things that like I spend money on, and then I figure out a way to like monetize those and help people. Yeah. So that's kind of my MO. I see a need and it's like, how do we turn this into something that's good for the community but also entrepreneurial in nature?
I think your entrepreneur mind just sees it like, I can do it better.
Yes. Absolutely. Well, I can do it, period. I can prove that I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you don't do, really. She does everything.
Yeah,
she does everything.
I'm sure there's something else I can do.
No, but things that you're passionate about. You've been passionate about the Queer Bar Association. You've been passionate about because you got through law school through bartending, right?
Yeah.
So she was bartending. So in Chicago, so she developed this like into a passion. She's had dogs, so she has developed this into like a passion and an entrepreneurship. So I think it's just what we tend to like, right? Like I like natural stuff, so naturally, like I made soaps,
Well, and I think it makes it more of a powerful business, and you're more invested when it's something you care about. I mean,
definitely. I couldn't go into mechanics,
and that's something that he does talk about in the book, which we'll get into.
All right. Well, let's just jump into
because this is a book club,
right?
Everybody
read
we
this.
forgot. Who read the book?
Yeah.
I didn't technically read it. I listened on Audible at 1.4 speed, but whatever.
I really
still
like
processed it.
Audible. I really like Audible.
Audible's the best, and then you can, when you're in a rush, you just put the speed up, and you're good.
So for those of you that do actually like to read, we are actually collaborating with the El Paso Public Library, and they're going to have the books for the book club available at all the libraries in El Paso. So you can actually get these books for free, or if you don't happen to have an Audible account. But I think the El Paso Public Library also has their own version of an Audible account. So we're going to be providing you all with more details when you want to join. But for now, let's go into the book. What inspired you to bring this book to us? Because this is Alex's book.
This is my
book.
favorite book. So actually, Curt Steinhorst walked into my office at the IP law firm in Dallas. Well, his assistant did, because obviously he wouldn't. If you read the book, he wouldn't. So asking for help with a trademark. And so I'm like, who's this dude? Like, I'm researching. And then I see, like, this book is made for me. Because if you're a serial entrepreneur, if you love a lot of things, if you have a lot of responsibilities, our attention is our currency. Right? And so I love the quote. I think it's towards the beginning about, tell me what you pay attention to, I'll tell you who you are. Right? Mm-hmm. And that was super powerful to me because my attention is spread all over everything. And I think most people are like that. So my biggest takeaway from this book is creating the vault.
Okay.
The vault is like literally my safe space where I can grind out a day's worth of work in 2 hours.
And what does your vault consist of? Like,
so right now, I was telling you guys kind of before. So we're expanding so much, I had to give up my office. Oh. So I am officeless. I'm putting team members into where I had an office. So I'm couch surfing in my manager's office and also working from home. So my vault is my office at home. I actually lock my cell phone up in a drawer in my bedroom so that I do not touch it.
That's hardcore.
Yeah, I have to because I'm always on social media. I'm always doing other stuff. Alerts are popping up. I know you turned off all your alerts, and I was freaking out, right? Even though I love this book, I was like, "Where the hell's Michelle? Like, what? I need some details on this
like,
stuff."
Driving like, okay, girl, calm down.
And the expectation, like, this is self-inflicted because we expect our friends, our colleagues, our freaking employees to respond automatically. Like I caught myself, I'm up every day at 4:30 in the morning. You know this, right? And I
just shake my head.
I always send emails at 4:30 in the morning, not realizing like if someone's up or they have their alerts on, my employees are going to feel compelled to answer me.
Or read it.
Or then it just messes up their entire morning. And that is not my intent, right? I don't want them working the crazy hours that I work, but that's what it comes off as. And we as leaders.
But at 9, I can't send you an email because I'm already going 100 miles per hour. I can't send
and the problem,
schedule it.
Yeah, the problem is too, when I think about something, I have to just like do it or I'll forget about it. And like I won't remember once. Like I tell my team sometimes, I can't ask you to do something twice. If I ask you to do it once, like it has to get done because I don't remember. So yeah, this book, I barely finished the book yesterday. So I haven't started implementing some of the stuff and I'm kind of scared. But I do have to say that I think, did we even say the title? It's called Can I Have Your Attention?
Can I have your attention?
Speaking of attention being all over the place.
We did.
That was shiny. So it does scare me. Some of the stuff does scare me, but I was kind of, some of the stuff I think I'm pretty good about doing with my staff. Like I past a certain time, if we text or something, we're sending silly memes or, I try not to take work home and in extension, not like have my employees do work. I don't send emails to them. At the bar, I think it's different. We do communicate all the time, but yeah, I'm there's some stuff I'm scared of doing. Like the vault does scare me.
Oh, the vault's so awesome. It's so freeing.
Is there
it
anything
really
that you want to do like that
All
you
of it.
like?
It's so common sense, but
It is a lot of common stuff.
Shit.
We're
not doing it.
There's a lot of little things. I mean, I think there's a lot to be said about, when you have 100 things going on, you have 1% of your attention on it. 1% of your ability to focus versus doing one thing at 100%. Like I have really been trying to be like in the moment and even just breathing, meditating, when I'm in that moment, just being in that moment, and that has my attention. And I've been working on that and hopefully that'll be a thing that carries forward long term. Like we'll see, but
that spoke to me as well because it's like we only have 100% to give, right? So you can't do 100 different things at 100%. That's 10,000%.
And not only me, but my team. We have been short staffed. We've been working without a receptionist. And it just really got me thinking how important it is that there's one point where the phone rings and one person that answers that. Whereas right now it's like the phone rings and whoever answers it, and they have to deal with that person at that time. And it's so distracting. I don't do it. I don't answer the phone. So I can't do 5 things and then answer the phone and have a client talk to me directly. There has to be that barrier to me and there has to be that barrier to them too. So it really got me thinking about that as well. Not just my attention, but also my team's attention has to be focused. And I need them focused as well when they're doing stuff. Because those little mistakes, I think, have to do with their attention being all over the place.
All over the place. I did implement that. I'm actually transitioning into that. And part of it was because of the book and what it says, like we have our employees focusing on too many things. So I have an employee that was doing product production, but she was producing products here at the office. So if somebody came in, there was an interruption where she would have to help the person that would come in. So guess what? My product production hasn't been on point. Why? Because I have her doing too many tasks. So I decided to get a warehouse. So I was like, okay, so we're gonna solve this problem by getting a warehouse where she can just focus 100% on the products, and there's no disruptions from like phone calls, like you just said. Like there's like she doesn't have to be a receptionist, she doesn't have to be a cashier. She literally just has to focus on production. So that helps a lot.
And recognizing too that some of those mistakes and stuff come from the top up. It's not just, hey, you made a mistake on this form. Like, well, why are you making mistakes? Oh, well, it's because I have you doing 5 different things, and taking responsibility for,
All right,
guilty. Yeah.
Guilty.
And what do you guys think about the walls concept, right? Because I was taught like open everything. So I actually opened a wall in my office and I have 6 girls in there, which is like a cardinal sin. And they're all answering phones and it's all just crazy all the time. So I don't know how I'm gonna fix that.
I'm at the same place with it. I agree, and I've noticed it. And since like today, I was listening in, and I have 2 girls in one room, and the phone's ringing with one, and one's on the phone with a client, and the other one's trying to do a form, or the other one's talking to a client, and they're both talking to clients, and it's just like, it's kind of a clusterfuck. So I don't know how to fix it, but yeah. But I could definitely, if we had more space, I would say move one to another space. But
we're out of space. Both of us are out of space.
we're out of space, so I don't know. I don't know what the fix is
I
yet.
had to get more space, so I totally understand.
Yeah.
That wouldn't solve my problems. Like my office is only as big as it is, and I couldn't.
Mario sound panels. We'll put some sound panels.
Right? A little bubble.
Yeah, there's that. Well, the thing is that's nice that I think we've learned through COVID is versatility, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's really a problem and we have a staff meeting tomorrow and I'm going to tell them, I encourage you guys, if that is an issue, work from home. I mean, they have the ability now to work from home. We have everything implemented for them.
But
to
it's
be
like
able to
he
do
said
that.
too, like home is not ideal. Like my kids are crying. I mean, not mine. They don't cry anymore. I mean, I don't think they cry in the shower.
Only when you yell at them.
Yeah, but I'm saying like they have
was
little
thinking
kids or distractions, or they live with other people that tend to distract them. So we have that, and that's why she created the vault. So we have to kind of, I think I had to prioritize what was important to me, and I thought too with more girls there was more things going on, which does I mean it's great for team building and all that stuff, but it's not good for productivity. But then you also get to the point where if you get them isolated, then you turn them into robots, and that makes them miserable. Mm-hmm. He does mention that.
Well, and I don't think there's one fix. I don't think it's one thing that fixes it. I mean, for me, I'm very flexible with my team. So it's like, I don't care if you're there. I don't care what times you're there. As long as someone's there answering the phones. But if you want to work at night, work at night. If you want to come in, I mean, I'm there on Friday, even though the office is closed. If you want to come in on a Friday or you want to come in on a Saturday, or that's okay with me as long as your work gets done. So I think that's also a solution. Maybe it's just a team discussion,
true.
I guess. I don't know.
Maybe one day at the office, one day at home, like maybe finding a balance.
Yeah,
would
the
be
vault
good.
the vault is scary though, but I think one of the things that he talks
Why
about,
does the vault scare you? Let's unpack that.
Yeah,
I don't know, just being completely disconnected kind of scares me. I guess like
What's gonna happen?
I don't know, what if
Alex is gonna call you.
Where are you?
Well,
that's one of the things that he talks about is the communication compacts that you have with people. So I think it's probably I'd have to have a communication compact with my mom. Probably should be the only one who'd be like, "Where is she? She's dying. Oh my God, she's not answering." But she would just call Tina. But yeah, having the compacts that you have, the communication agreements that you have with the people around you, I guess, as long as you have that in place, and you can do the vault.
And these things are important to becoming better entrepreneurs because, like he said, we're spreading our attention so thin. And I was talking to Alex earlier, and I was like, she's like, "Why did you decide that one? Like to implement that of everything in the book?" Because I was getting so many notifications.
So you did the vault also, or you're just doing the notifications?
Turned off all our notifications.
I turned off all of them. So I don't get. I'm like, oh.
She's texted me, called me, hit me up on Instagram,
Facebook.
Someone really wants to get a hold of me. No, it's yeah. That seems okay. So when you're in your vault, no, like, can you?
Speaking of the book, I knew one of you was gonna do it. I wasn't sure which one, but it's Cynthia's Guilty.
What did I
Can you see your
do?
hand?
What
did I do?
The other one. What is that, Missy?
What?
Oh, her watch?
Her watch.
Oh, did she look at her phone? Tisk.
This is my phone.
Tisk.
Oh, and I have a notification
Stop!
from my.
See? Like, and then we derailed the conversation. But
I
here's
blame
the deal. So here's the deal. It's like the communication compacts, right? Your assistant needs to know when, or whomever, right, needs to know when you're in your vault, like, if there is an emergency, like, what's the protocol? Okay? 99% of the time, there's never an emergency. But you're not, like, in your vault for 12 hours. It's like
okay,
a
so
very...
like no. So if you're on your computer and you're working on a document, can you get on the internet? No social media, no emails.
Right, yeah.
Nothing.
For sure.
So you can.
Yeah, you can get on the internet to do, like, your stuff.
That you're working on right there.
Your Instagram.
But you can also, I mean, there's apps and tools and things. And what I suggest, practical advice, is use one of the trackers to see how you and maybe some of your management or your team, what they're working on, because you will be amazed. I know on the iPhone you can see like how many, how long you're on
Like
Instagram
an app
a day or
tracker for
yeah, you can download it on your
onto the computer.
Yeah, and then you can see like where people are spending their time or where you're spending your time, and start with yourself and do a self-analysis and be like, holy shit, I wasted 2.5 hours switching tasks or doing this or whatever, and making yourself self-aware, and reward yourself with the fun stuff. They talk about in the book, like, you know, this guy Harry wants to like book his flight and then do this.
That is
and
me. Like
Right.
the beginning of the book,
So
it's like that. And then he's like, Harry is your employee. I'm like, Harry's not my employee. Harry is me. I'm Harry.
But like spend an hour in your vault, right? And then at the end of that hour, reward yourself with booking your trip or whatever. I suggest you outsource that shit, but fine.
Oh, this is from Ernesto.
that is
Outsource.
Highest and best use of time. Highest and best use of time. But yeah, reward yourself with that stuff. What did you guys think about the whole sitting in silence with nothing but like a pen and a pad and just thinking? What do you guys think about that?
Okay, I've tried it. And failed.
How long did you make it?
I think I make it to like, I don't even make it to the 10 minutes. It's bad.
Okay,
It's bad.
but
like
what's is it the whole dopamine thing? Like I want the rush of like checking something, or
I
what is
guess
it?
I just feel like I should be doing something, and like I can't just
doing
sit down
something.
and do nothing. Like I'm like, well, I'm like, okay, 6 minutes is enough now. Laundry, like, okay, now I
Well,
gotta
you
pay
have-
bills. Like
You
now I
have
gotta
2
check
kids,
messages.
so I think that's like, I think there's like exceptions because you have 2 children. So, I mean, one could, you know, have a broken leg or something. I don't know.
You in the emergency.
Yeah, you never know.
Here's a challenge. Here's a challenge, guys. I think that everybody should try. Just if you've read the book, right? You sit there for a period of time and just think. And what I do is I think of like.
Do you
creative
actually
things.
do? You so you sit for
Hell
10
yes.
minutes
We
with a.
call it
How long?
rumination
How
hour.
long do you
I
do it
try
for?
to get to an hour. Today I only did 40 minutes.
You
I
sit
know,
there for
I
45
cannot.
minutes.
40 minutes, and I have nothing but a notebook and a pen, and I map out stuff.
That's
and I
impressive.
think about stuff, because that's like, as the
I can't make
entrepreneur,
it to 10 minutes.
it's right, but the challenge is to make it to 10 minutes because it gives your brain space. And I challenge everybody on here to do that and then let us know what the results are. Like, where does your brain go? What does it, are you worrying? Are you being creative? But you got to give your brain space to move. And if we're constantly going from this to this to this to this, he talks about not even scheduling enough time between meetings. I'm real bad at that. I'm like back to back to back to back, right? To pack it all in a day. And your brain doesn't have time to process the information that you've listened to or told somebody, right?
'Cause I
Let
had
alone
too much-
utilize it.
One of the things that might be
Okay.
better for you, Michelle, that I kind of try to do is like active, I call it kind of like active meditation. So I'm driving or I'm doing dishes or something where I'm, or even just walking. But I like to do notes on my phone. I don't know, just because then I can share them. And
Like, do you put it in airplane mode so it's like notification?
not while I'm driving because that would
Voice
be
notes.
illegal.
But you know a good lawyer, so you're fine.
Well, I did implement the when I'm driving instead of listening to music that has words, because that distracts you. I've started listening to just like lo-fi music or beats or just like some sort of noise, because it takes more of your attention to repeat the lyrics. Even if you know the lyrics and you think that you're not doing them, it's taking from from the attention that your brain has, and it's giving it to the song. And when you don't know the beats and you're just vibing, like, then you can actually pay more attention to whatever activity it is that you're doing.
I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it.
10
I'm gonna make an
minutes.
effort
I'm just asking
to
for
10
10
minutes.
minutes.
And I'm just
I
going to
will
like.
take you to lunch the day after you make it 10 minutes in
I'll
silence.
get an Alex lunch. Okay.
Right?
Okay,
But
I'll do it.
wherever you want to go.
Okay.
Wherever you want to go.
Plans.
That's
Get ready, because we are not dining in El Paso.
Road trip. Santa Fe.
Oh, Santa Fe. But just do it, guys.
I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it.
Try it and see where your brain goes. And if you make it 3 minutes, then make it 3 minutes. And then the next time, make it to 4 minutes. Like, these are little changes that can make a huge impact. For
I feel
sure.
6, so I'll try 12 minutes.
We're gonna double it. Okay.
I want to know your guys' input, and if you're using the dollars, what is it, Dollars Dirt and
Diamonds.
diamonds, dollars, dirt, assigning tasks based on that. Are you using that?
Okay, I use something sort of similar, but no, I'm not using that yet, and I want to. So I do the 3, like, if I only get these 3 tasks done today, then my day is a win. And I do that every morning. And I have a gratitude journal and write out my goals. I actually implemented.
Where do you find time for
Right?
this?
I get up at 4:30 in the morning.
She doesn't sleep.
Okay, but I wrote another cool thing, which is not from this book, but it's cool. One of my business coaches recommended it. I wrote a letter to myself of everything that I want to accomplish in 1 month, and I read it when I get up, and I read it when I go to bed.
Oh, we do that
Yeah.
at the full moon bash. It's called journaling and manifesting. So
Yeah, so it's like the manifesting,
it works.
but
it's the same
every
aspect.
right.
Every single month.
I like it.
And like, holy moly, that stuff comes true. It really does. It really does. So, just these are like practical tips.
Okay, so what about people that don't get up at 4:30 in the morning?
They usually go to bed at 11:30 at night. I'm an old
What time do
lady.
you go to bed?
Whenever Pace goes to bed, which is usually like 9 something.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good time.
reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time do you go to bed?
That's the problem for me is that it's just kind of all over the place. Like if I have to be at the bar, sometimes it's late. I mean, there was a period we were short a manager and I was having to do some management shifts. And so I was getting home at like 3 or 4 in the morning. And I'm just a late person. I can't fall asleep. I mean, I try to go to sleep around 10:30, 11.
Okay.
But I usually read for a while. So I don't fall asleep till like 11-ish, 11:30. But so my schedule's kind of all over the place. But I'm a late person. I like to go to bed later and get up later. But I'm more productive later in the day also.
I feel that.
And that was one of the things he talks about in the book too, that I was like, oh, I can vibe with that. Like some people, for me, I've always thought people have days that are more productive than other days. But I'm more productive for sure later in the day, and I'm more productive towards the end of the week.
You know what I thought was cool is he talks about, in general, a lot of people are productive in the mornings, right? So move the meetings to the afternoons where maybe people lose focus and stuff like that. We often have meetings like first thing in the morning or in the morning, and that takes prime productivity time. It zaps me of productivity time because I'm the most productive in the morning. And I think some people feel the same way, but pull your employees. Like you kind of got to know when you're saying, I don't care if they work on a weekend, I don't care if they work in the afternoon. That's amazing because then they can set up their productivity time. But if you have a business, pull, or if you're not an entrepreneur, but you work for somebody else, like let them know. They'll respect that. Like they'll respect that afternoons are sacred for you.
And I think it's important to know it about yourself.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, for sure.
So the way that he explains this with that is that athletes, marathons, most of these tournaments are being held like in the morning. So regardless of what we want to say, when we wake up, that's when we are the most productive because you just got a good night rest.
So I think
Well,
it
even if
depends.
it's not night, but do you wake up and you don't have like energy?
No, absolutely not. No, I need to at least, and I don't know if it was Brene Brown or somebody else who was talking about like wake up earlier so that you have time. Like the first thing you jump on social media and it's like you're already seeing people's problems and all this stuff. And so I try now to wake up and just like chill for like 15 minutes. But my brain doesn't start functioning until I have coffee. I used to like to read the newspaper. Now I do more like digital news, but I need some time to like get my life together. Like before I can be
do
productive.
too. I like to take my time getting ready, and it's like I don't even wear makeup, but I'll like exfoliate, I'll dry brush, and then
Why
I'll,
your
like,
skin
brush
is
my
perfect.
hair.
And she
I'll
doesn't even
polish
use
again.
Botox, ladies and gentlemen. No Botox.
It's my soaps, guys. I'm 43 years old.
Oh my gosh.
It's like it's the coconut oil,
She's
olive
all-
oil, like
she's all like
J-Lo.
60.
I'm 67. But
So wait, but you didn't explain the system that you use. So you just do 2 or 3 that you want to get done
Right.
that day
So
and
my
you're good.
journal is like I plan my day down to the minute because I'm a psychopath. And then 3, I write down my goals every day, 3 things that make my day a win, and then like gratitude, morning and night. But like I knock out those 3 things like he talked about, biggest, most complicated one first. We have a tendency to want to check shit off the list. So we want to do the little stuff. And then it gives you that dopamine hit, right? So he goes into a lot of science and statistics and stuff, which I am a total nerd and I loved, but some of you might like that, some of you might not.
I
but
love
it explains a lot of things. And so we want that hit of like checking stuff off. And so, sometimes I'll cheat and I'll even like have already done the thing by the time I journal, and then I put it on my list so I can just check it off, right? If I need an easy win. I mean, honesty.
That
Honesty here.
is cheating, for
That's
sure.
totally cheating, right? But you need to do the most complicated tasks first and then separate them into little bits, right? It's not like you need to write the freaking book today. It's like write 250 words, and then it's a win. You get that over with, and then small steps going forward.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely do a to-do list. I don't always do it for every day. I'll do it for like the week, and then I put my most urgent as number 1, number 2, number 3. But I kind of liked the idea of dollars, diamonds, dirt, stuff I absolutely have to do that brings in the money, stuff that like I want to do, and stuff that's just like the little things. I do like that idea, so.
And I think it's the way that he helps you break it down, because then you have like an understanding. Like, I think when I was coaching with Ernesto, who's also Alex's coach, he was like, get a housekeeper. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, you're wasting too much time, like cleaning your house, like doing laundry. He's like, why are you even doing laundry? I was like, well, because like, the clothes is all dirty. But it does make sense. Like, once I litigated those tasks, and even as you take those away, like now I have found people that help me with even the harder tasks so that I can focus on the most important things. Now that I have multiple businesses, it's becoming very apparent that I am going to be able to manage so little. So I have to set up people to break it down, like to help me out. And see, look at you, look.
I was
She's
checking the
just on her
time.
phone.
I was checking the time for
She just
you
checked her
because you
reel,
want to notice
checked her watch. Oh, she just got a notification.
Okay,
No,
first of all,
Flunked.
stop.
Flunked.
Second of all, good accountability. This is why we're friends.
This isn't going
Third,
anywhere.
are
I hate
we-
to break it to you, but this isn't going anywhere.
You got to take it
I
off
was
in the
checking
vault.
the time.
Just take it off.
I will. I'll take it.
When she goes to
is yelling
sleep.
I was you wanted a notice at 8:15, so I was just checking the time for you, and then his camera is not charged over there.
We got Mario in charge of that.
Okay.
Yeah, Mario's
Pants
good.
on fire.
Right? So I kind of want to hear if people read the book, right? Like what they took away or what questions that they had.
Yes, if you are on the Zoom call at this moment and you read the book and there was something that resonated with you, can you please let us know? We want to hear from you. So this is a discussion for everyone. Let us know on the chat room. We have Mario checking the chat. So if any of you are ready, if not, don't worry. Like, we'll keep talking. We got
Yeah,
this.
we're good. Or if you have questions for us.
Yes.
Well, I did want to say earlier you were talking about the library having the book. There is an app called Libby, and that's how I do a lot of my reading. I do more fun reading. That's why I haven't done the entrepreneur book, because I'm like, I don't want to have to read. Like, I don't want accountability for a minute. Like, I need an escapism thing. But Libby, you can, if you have a library card, you can download pretty much all the books that the library has. So it's awesome. I use it all the time. And I just check out books, and then even if they're not available, then they'll come through later. And I'm like, oh, yay, my book's available. So Libby's awesome.
Whoa. Free?
Okay.
As long as you have an library card.
That's
And it's in
cool.
different cities too.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
wow.
awesome.
That's very insightful. So for those of you that are wanting to read, that's a good app. So give us the name again.
Libby.
Libby.
Libby. Libby.
BBY. All right. Have you heard of that?
I have not.
I
That's
have not.
Why am I paying for Audible?
But the
There's a lot of books that aren't available at the
Okay.
library, and then it's a license thing. So if they only have one book, it's checked out. It's like if it's checked out, so you have to wait for the book.
That's cool.
Yeah. So they both have their perks, but yeah.
okay. And what are you gonna implement starting with the book? What are you implementing?
I feel attacked
You feel
right now.
attacked.
What?
I'm not getting rid of my watch.
Hold on.
I'm selling an iWatch apparently. No.
Look at her notes. Oh my god.
Okay, so
She's like.
I was like prepared for a TED Talk or, an Ellen DeGeneres show or whatever. But like this, I love this book. This is the third time I've read through it, and I'm still trying to implement that. I've had a vault for a long time.
It
But-
does make you more productive. I did feel so. One thing, you're right. Like I feel like as with the responsibility of having the entrepreneur book club, I don't have a choice but to read the book.
Yeah,
But it's helped me with grow so much just from like starting this year every 3 weeks reading a book, things that I never knew about, and some of these things like that Alex and I were just talking earlier. There, it seems like they're common sense, but we don't do them and we don't implement them, and we don't give ourselves like a break to lose like that anxiety or that tension from like how much we have to get done as serial entrepreneurs, because the three of us are serial entrepreneurs, and then we still have to find time to golf and do our hair and get our nails done and shop and
golf,
what
yeah.
we do.
I think for sure one thing that I'm going to implement is focusing on one thing at a time and having that focus on one thing and not trying to be at 10 places at once, and also with my team, like wanting them to recognize that in themselves. Okay. So I'm definitely going to implement that. And I'm not going to, I don't know, the vault is going to take some time for me to get there, but I am going to like turn off notifications, and I think I'm going to block time a little bit more too. Like I see clients these days. I don't see clients these days because it does really break your focus. So I'm implementing stuff, guys. Okay.
No, that's great. Okay. You are not being attacked.
For me, the whole like
she's even got like charts and diagrams.
Yeah, I do. I'm super visual.
Oh my god.
I'm super visual. So
let me show you my notes. That's it.
No, the whole
See my notes. Those are my notes, just from like right here.
Oh wow.
That capture and recall thing. So that using Evernote or some sort of note and doing like the 3 pages active A thoughts, which are like random stuff, like all your ideas, and then articles that maybe you want to read but you don't have time to. And it's really a data dump. Like you're getting stuff out of your brain that takes up space for thought and in the moment stuff, because I don't know about all y'all, but you wake up in the middle of the night maybe and you're either worried about something, you didn't do something like that. And then people recommend having a like piece of paper by your bed. Just write it down. You'll deal with it in the morning. Kind of, it's the same kind of thing, but for your conscious mind, like during the day. You put that shit down, and then once a week, once a month, once every 6 weeks, you go through and you're like, oh, well, that was a great idea. Why aren't we doing it? Yeah. So for me, I have so many crazy like entrepreneur, because that's how my brain works, right? It's just like all these ideas. Having a repository to put it in and then know that I can come back to it later, or give your staff access to it and be like, oh, boss, that's a really good idea. How can I help implement it?
Okay.
Yeah. And then you'll also realize that some of your ideas are not as brilliant as you think they are after you sleep on it for a while.
Yeah. I do want to implement the vault because I feel that that's going to give me time now that I don't have notifications. I am not just going to, because she's right. Like as like we get a notification like for Instagram, I will start scrolling for like a minute or two and then it turns into 15 and I did nothing for 15 minutes. Whereas if I don't get the notification, it's going to be there. And
I do have my Instagram notifications off.
Okay.
I never have them on.
Good. Now email. Email's next.
God, email.
I don't check my email.
No,
constantly.
I had 3 accounts and all 3 accounts were coming in all day. Like emails for orders, emails, personal emails, and everything was coming in. So I can't believe my phone didn't give me more anxiety. Like I was getting more anxiety and it was losing my focus every time messages came in when they could have waited.
Do you use an autoresponder?
I don't.
Do you?
I should.
No.
Do you?
Yes.
Of course you
She
do.
does. She
Pro
does.
tip.
Okay, tell us.
I don't like the auto response though.
You don't?
No.
Oh man. Why?
No,
Tell me
but
why.
okay, so I don't like the auto response because I just don't check my email during certain times. And I mean, no one's gonna die, hopefully.
Right, but what, do you
hopefully.
get those crazy clients that are like calling and emailing or
Yeah.
whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, over and over and over again.
And then I call them back and said, I got your messages.
All 17 of them.
I got all 17 of your messages. And what can I help you with?
Got it. Okay, so
Yeah.
I implemented an autoresponder. Some people are put off by it, right? They
Okay.
think like bullshit. But instead of, it's like your vacation responder, but mine says something like, I only check my email at 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. I do this too. Right. Send me an email to my Sarala account and you'll see mine. And then I also put under my signature line, like, please note, I only check my email this many times a day. In reality, I check it way more than that. But people setting the expectation.
You can't tell everybody that.
Well, setting the expectation that you're going to batch responses, right? Like these are lofty goals. Yes, I would love it if I only checked my email twice a day.
I think you also, more of your clients are probably more prone to email you, whereas more of my clients are prone to call.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And what like feedback and response have you seen from it?
Oh, okay, like, cool, right? It hasn't been a problem. And then I do leave the numbers, like, if this is a real deal emergency, like, call the ladies, right? But it does free up my time, and it's
And
made
that's
a
what it is.
difference.
We do have to work on freeing up our time to do the most important things. As serial entrepreneurs, like, we have to be able to, we can manage several businesses if we're focusing on the important things. This is not related to the book, but I actually have a professional organizer.
Let's bring her up here.
Yes. Come on in.
Bless her heart.
Bless her heart for helping me here. I'll sit right here.
Sit right in the middle. Okay.
And I'll let her join us.
Yes.
Hello, Trish.
She's not mic'd here. I'll give her my mic.
Introduce yourself.
Well, tell us about you and your business, and tell us how Michelle has not driven you crazy.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, ladies, for having me, inviting me to join you today. I'm a professional organizer, and I help people realize their dreams through their stuff, help them get their stuff organized to support the many visions, as entrepreneurs are generally very creative people. And I love Michelle.
She actually says she likes working for Boss Ladies because we already have a direction and we know what we want. So then she just has, like, she already knows what she needs to do. But she actually implemented where she was like, everything that you have to do right now, write it down. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because I was doing the most. I was like doing everything. I'm all, okay, I got to do this. And then it turns out I couldn't get to all the activities, and I had a list of like 10 things, and I just gave it to my employees, and I delegated, like Ernesto said. And I was like,
Beautiful.
oh my God, I didn't do any of the things at all. Like, I was just putting them there and writing them down. And when the employee came in, like, she knew exactly what needed to get done. So that helped a lot. I was
So
changed
you
my life.
organize places and lives? Like, that's okay.
It comes
Well,
all
one of the
together.
things in the book that I think is probably one of the most powerful things that I took away was managing your energy, not your time. And that's kind of where she comes in, I think, too. Is helping
Right.
with the energy.
Well, and cleaning my desk. I don't know.
Organizing your life.
But she came in. I'm like, can you see me? Can you find me? I'm back here.
Okay, so but like, how do you start when you get a new client? How do you start? Okay, tell me, because you're probably getting hired. So
It's very simple. Typically, people call me and they have complaints. They're telling me I want to do something. I'm either overwhelmed with just the sheer magnitude of the project, or like Michelle was saying, I get started and I get distracted. I get pulled away. I want to finish this before, and I need to be working on that. I'm finishing my laundry and I need to be starting my second business, doing a grand opening for my second business. And then even as you say that and communicate it with someone, that makes it much more clear and concise. It brings a lot of clarity when you have to put it into words, not just a concept, an abstract concept. So when you communicate that to me, I will ask you a number of questions, a whole lot of questions. What are you doing to kind of help tease out what's happening now and what's the disconnect between what you're doing and what you want to do, and what do we need to fill in? A lot of times you ladies bosses already got employees. It's just a matter of making sure you're clear in your communication with your employees. Otherwise, you end up doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Or when she organized my desk, she was very practical about where she placed everything. So it was like, now I don't have to move to get the pencils, and she just put everything that I needed immediately close to me, so I don't have to move, because she knows that if I move, I lose my attention.
Like, stuff
That's it,
we
squirrel.
absolutely take for
Squirrel.
granted. Like, stuff we absolutely take for granted. And those freaking seconds and minutes matter.
They add up very quick.
They really, really matter.
Okay, what time do you?
I think we're good.
Oh, you want to look at my
I
watch?
wanna look at your
Oh, how the tables have turned. It's 8:20.
Okay, so we're gonna get ready to close up on our book discussion. Thank you, Trish. And actually, Trish is gonna be hosting one of our book sessions soon, which is gonna be dedicated to organizing. So, what
Yes.
book is that?
It's 1 year to an organized life. It's 1 year to an organized life, but by an OG in the organizing game, a veteran, Regina Leeds. She's been a professional organizer about 30 years before it was popular. And basically, she breaks down different areas in your home and life to one per month, so you can pretty much grasp the habit and then apply some of the principles in other areas of your life. It's a really good read.
Sweet.
Okay, I could use that.
Yep.
Okay, so
Is that the next one?
that's
The next book?
That's the next book. Okay, so I do have a question for you girls before we close up, but we're gonna have a competition after this last question to see who's wearing the most local entrepreneur stuff. Cynthia's ready. Okay.
her. Wait, give me a minute.
This one went and did the most. I love her. Okay, so how do you, Alexandra Sarah, define success today?
I define success today in living up to my potential, whatever that may be for today.
Okay.
Okay, because I think it's absolutely limitless, and we have literally no idea how much potential that we have, and we can just keep doing things and trying things and creating businesses because we're strong men and women, and the world is full of abundance. So living up to the potential that I have today is a success.
Okay. Cynthia?
God, it's like existential. I define success today having food in my belly and my family fed and having a roof over my head. I think that's success.
That is success.
Yeah.
And I define success.
And a cute German Shepherd.
An adorable Stevie Nicks.
Who's not a puppy anymore, but I still call her puppy.
She'll always be a puppy though.
Yes.
So I define success in being able to manage my schedule as an entrepreneur and as a mother. Like my first role is being a mother before it is being an entrepreneur. So I feel that I'm successful because since 2008, I've been an entrepreneur and been able to manage motherhood, entrepreneurship, and Michelle. Like that's already success. Like I'm already winning. I'm winning no matter what, guys. So let's go with Alex. We'll start with
Okay, wait,
Alex.
I gotta put all my
What are we
brands
doing?
on.
Oh,
All
like
your
I'm
brands.
bad. So I actually tried on a jumpsuit from a local boutique and it didn't fit. Thank you, COVID.
Okay.
So I just have jewelry.
All right.
so
So
three.
show us.
Well, yeah.
Who do you have?
Okay, well they're all Masha Ubi,
Okay.
obviously. And then this one's from a local artist in Dallas.
Who
but
is
that doesn't
the
count.
Mashubi?
Masha
Matcha
Ubi,
Ubi?
Matcha
Gabby.
Ubi.
She
It's
makes
Matcha Ubi.
Yes, yes, dear. So she makes amazing. Like,
I didn't know that was
clay
the name of
jewelry and all kinds of other jewelry as well. She does some type of synthetic stuff too. Really fun. She helped with the dog mom baskets.
Yes, they were so cute.
Yes.
They've been such a big hit.
Yeah,
Yes.
super cute. So I'm just wearing the jewelry.
Okay, and you showered?
I did. Oh, I showered. I showered. Yes.
She showered.
I
She
showered.
showered.
With Michelle's soap.
With Hippie Girl soaps? Yes.
So, yes.
Yes.
So
Okay.
I suck. Only two.
Trish?
I use the Hippie Girl charcoal soap.
And
Hippie Girl charcoal
you're-
soap.
And I do have this beautiful necklace.
She wasn't even in on this. Like that was all her. That was impromptu right there.
Wait, you don't need this.
Okay, so we'll go.
Oh no! And Val's CBD like lip balm. So
Okay.
Which is what brand?
I forget the name of her company, but it's Cloud Val, and she grows
Cloud
her own cannabis in New Mexico, and she makes products. And if you see my office, I have some cannabis leaves framed too, and she's amazing. She's my WCW this week, which I need to post like now.
Ooh.
Yeah, because it's like Wednesday at 9:00 already.
Okay.
All right, Michelle.
We'll add that to the vault.
Michelle, let's talk about your brands.
Okay, so I am wearing a shirt. It says
Some Sierra.
"Relax, Gringo, I'm legal." It's from Cynthia Lopez over here.
Yeah, that's a great shirt.
I have this suit that I didn't know where to wear. Thank you. This is from Neila's Boutique. I have a bracelet from Crystal and Harmony. I have a bracelet from Jessica Rodriguez, who is Reiki Jessica. From Bianca Bloodloss is her name. And
Yeah, girl, you did like 3 bracelets.
I have earrings from Welding 915.
Ooh, those are pretty.
Yes.
Cool.
These are cute.
Those are super cute.
And that's it.
I think you won. Okay, so I have my hippie girl hat. I have my CRL mask, which is my law office.
How does that count?
It's
Wearing your
a
own shit?
local brand, and
Give me
then
the sanitizer.
and then-
I'm wearing sanitizer too.
oh
You
yeah,
know
she has
what
that.
I'm gonna do?
And I don't have local. I should get double points because it's not local brand. It's local band, which is. I don't even know if their name is on here. Yeah. So this is Kiki Mora. Kiki Mora is a local band. If you guys don't know about them, check them out. They will probably be doing shameless self plug. They will probably be doing a 4th of July show at the Johnny Cash Bar, hopefully. And then I have Johnny Cash sticker. How about that? And that's it. I think that's. Do I have any?
So Michelle.
Oh, and I
Michelle.
have hippie girl.
Sushi.
I have hippie
yes.
girl bracelet on.
Oh yeah, this is the best.
So there's no
Oh,
prize
guys.
apparently, or I guess we all share the prize of the
This is
sushi girl.
amazing.
The community wins, girl.
The community
Community
wins.
wins. Okay.
Okay, can you see it?
So this is from Sushi Girl. Sushi Girl EP is her.
Yeah.
Yes. This
Social?
Is from the Sushi Girl EP
She dropped that off for us, which is awesome.
vegan plate. Yes.
Oh.
And so this is for us, but this was definitely supporting local brands. So
Yes.
Yeah.
So
We're
we
gonna
are.
eat that.
So we're all winners.
If you don't know about Sushi Girl, so they do meal preps, but they also do events. So I went to a sushi tasting, like dining experience, and it was incredible. So they'll come into your home, your event, whatever, do whatever meal you want. Doesn't have to be sushi, it can be anything, and it's really inexpensive. It's like $175 for 2 hours. Like for
And they cook.
They cook
for you.
everything, they clean everything, they buy all the food, they do literally everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so if you want to impress somebody, but they'll do breakfast in bed, they'll do like anything you want. So hit them up, follow them, they're amazing.
Yeah, Sushi Girl E EP.
And we have actually a photographer that's here that's going to be doing our pictures. We'll be posting them later, but it's Joe Ruiz Photography and our audio engineer, Mario Sanchez, behind the camera here. And like we said, who wins when we support local? The community does. Like we actually can help our community grow and help ourselves grow in the process. Like he said, having a mentor and having a mentoree, we're supporting other people. So I think that's super important. Thank you for everybody that joined us for the Entrepreneur Book Club. If you are interested in joining our future discussions, send me a DM. We send you a list of the next 4 books that we're going to be reading. These are available at the library or on Audible. Some of them are even available on YouTube. So there's many ways that you can participate, even if you are not from El Paso. And even if you didn't read the book and you want to join the discussion, you just send us a DM. You don't have to actually read the book to join the discussion with us. And thank you, Alex, for being here with us. Thank you, Cynthia. And thank you, Trish. And we'll see you all in 3 weeks.
And you didn't mention how to find Trish. How to
find Trish. Oh, yes. How do we find you, Trish?
Facebook and Instagram, iTidy. Facebook and Instagram, iTidy Organizing.
All right. And Alex?
Oh, yep, at Alexandria Sarah. So follow me.
Hippie Girl.
You can find CynthiaRLopez.com and the Johnny Cash is thejohnnycashbar.com. And yeah, we're on IG, we're on Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff.
And we're hungry, so we're going to leave you all now. Have a good night.